Hello, watch lovers, and you know what time it is. So here today, I've got Paul, who's trying to land the planes at Heathrow. Gavin,
welcome.
here as usual to help us.
Welcome
we have a
to
special
Monday.
guest tonight, a very dear friend of mine.
Morris Gibb.
And I'm very proud to call him a friend. We have Saffer. Hi, Saf.
Hi Spenny. Hi, guys.
Lawrence, you get your own title. Look, Spencer's
there we go.
mate. Laurence Saffer, Spencer's mate. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday evening. Great to have you all with us. It's been a busy weekend. I know, Paul, you've had a Jolly Boys outing in Brighton.
Yeah.
I hear it was quite lively.
I thought it was quite
Paul?
lively as well.
It was a bit lively, to be fair, yeah.
Paul, can I
Yeah.
ask you a question? I went to watch the replay the next day. What happened? What happened to your replay? The video's gone, Paul.
Yeah, it's been taken down.
What, by
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Or...
Let's just put it this way. It was Father's Day yesterday, and the dog had a better dinner than I did.
Oh, fantastic. Good evening to Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Good evening to Rara, Gary Goodchild, Terry Civil Watch in Austin. Tim Jacks, Spencer borrows some of his hair. Yeah, absolutely. That'll be Saf's hair as well. Saf, great to have you on the show this evening.
Thanks ever so much, Gav.
Yeah. So, Saf, everybody's going to be wondering what on earth you're doing here, because let's categorise this. Sit forward. We gave you the little rules. There we go. Saf, now, you know sweet nothing about watches, do you?
Haven't got a Scooby.
Right. But let's start with a wrist roll, because one of the things we do on this show, because I know you've never ever watched it, is we go through and we say, what's on your wrist? So, Saf, what have you got on your wrist today? Let's have a little look.
Gav, he wouldn't even know.
I think it's a 570, isn't it?
Take it off him, Spencer. Let's put it under the camera.
5070G.
I got this with Spenny when we were in Munich at one of the watch fairs.
I think he drove the guy so mad, the fella
Donald.
ended up taking his life after serving it.
Okay, so just to tell everybody, give you a bit of background, this is Laurence Saffer. Laurence Saffer is a very, very dear friend of Spencer's.
You wouldn't believe it.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. And basically, he's almost like the arch nemesis. He's like the Joker to Spencer's Batman. They're best of friends, and yet they constantly go at each other. So with mates like you. But let's have a look. Talk me through this watch, Spencer. You picked this up for Laurence, didn't you?
God, how long ago was that?
About 12 years ago.
Yeah.
About 12 years ago.
Lawrence came to me and he said, look, I want something really special. And I said, rather than me pick the watch, why don't you come with me? So he came to the watch show in Munich
So he
at the
took
time.
you to Munich?
Yeah, took me. And he had his money bag with him.
Yeah.
Everyone was coming over. It was like the governor.
Yeah.
The governor.
And we took him round, and after a while, people were going to me, no, because he had so many questions before he bought a watch that the place literally emptied out. And then he bought the watch. We done the deal. He bought the watch, and the guy gave it to me, and he said, Spencer, pay me in London. No problem. We get on the plane. And the guy who he bought the watch from was sitting in front of him.
I had another notebook of things to ask him.
And he goes, excuse me, do you mind me just asking you a few questions? The guy said, no, I've sold the watch, that's it, it's done.
Yeah, wow.
So he came and saw the Munich. I mean, it was amazing,
It was
wasn't
an
it?
amazing show. And to see the way Spenny operates is just unbelievable.
Yeah, Tim Jack says, for somebody that knows nothing about watches, it's a bit of a stunner you've got there.
Thanks ever so much. Appreciate that.
But you still know nothing about watches.
Nothing.
There's one thing you do know. You told me at dinner. You said to me, "I've got a lovely watch. It's beautiful." But Spencer turned down an Aquanaut for me to buy this one.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
Because it would have doubled the Aquanaut.
Yeah.
Yeah, my form.
Uncle Jonga says, this is special. Beautiful watch. Spencer, what are you sporting today?
Do you know something? I was torn between two Datejusts. We had this come in, and I thought I'd show the twin brother. So here I've got...
I love it. It comes back. Thanks.
We got two stunning Datejusts. And again, I'm really taken these days, Paul. I know you're a big fan of the Jubilee bracelet, like in the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a lovely Datejust there. Again, I think that's going back to about 07, 09 on the Jubilee.
One thing I do
I'll tell you
notice
what I like
there,
about that.
the Red
So-
7.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like the roulette date wheel on that.
Yeah.
Oh, is that called a
that's
roulette
what
date
it
wheel?
is.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it's
see
a
that?
lovely,
You've got
lovely
the
date.
roulette date wheel. So it's 7. And if you wind it forward, 8 will be black.
Yeah.
Each, yeah.
Oh, literally it is a roulette date wheel.
Yeah. Black,
you learn
red, black,
something
red.
every time.
Absolutely gorgeous. Probably could have done with a little wipe on the cloth on that one. And this one, Spence?
Again, it's just a Datejust, but with a beautiful anything mother of pearl. Paul, you're a big fan of those as well.
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah.
Just beautiful
This,
dial.
as soon as I saw this afternoon, I actually put it on, and it's just, for me, the only thing that is not for me is the size, 36mm, but it's just a classic, beautiful look. What's not to like about
Yeah,
that?
absolutely stunning. Paul, you've got a bit of a monster on your wrist as well.
Yeah, it's me AP. Do you want me to take it
Yeah,
off?
let's have a look. Let's have a little look past
One
them
of
all
my
back round.
APs tonight. There you go.
I see Russell's just joined us. Good evening, Russell. Hope you're
Evening,
well.
Russell.
Hi, Russell.
Let's pop that. This is like a brick. Now, you picked this one up from Spencer, didn't you?
No, this one came from my nephew, Alfie.
Oh, from
this
Alfie.
one, yeah.
Lovely, gorgeous. And
Is that the carbon or the carbon, isn't it? Or the ceramic?
It's both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
wow, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And today, for very special reasons, for the first time, I'm wearing my...
Gavin hasn't got one of the Omega swatches on.
No,
for
I
once.
haven't. I've got my Black Bay Pro, which I picked up a couple of weeks ago, and finally I've managed to get it on. Yes, there we go. So I know Greggy had his on a couple of weeks ago.
Look at that.
Did you have to put your name down on that and
So
qualify?
I had to put my name down on it, and no, not necessarily qualified, but I did. Yeah, I got a very nice call. I got all excited because I thought it was going to be my Riddler, and there it was. It was my Tudor Black Bay Pro, which I'm delighted about. And I see all the comments are flying in about no Moonswatch, not wearing a Moonswatch.
Oh, we got a few.
But guys,
haven't we?
I don't want to disappoint you because it's like everyone does a state of the collection. So I just want to let you know I've had a fantastic week in Moonswatch land, and let's just say we're starting to pile them up now. So yeah, we're having a little bit of success on that front. Spence,
Uranus.
I managed to nick Uranus.
That's Uranus.
That's Uranus. So, we're doing very, very well on the Swatch front currently.
And the manager of the local Swatch shop
hates.
is off to Barbados next week.
Can I tell you, it sounds terrible because I really wish it was like the Rolex AD.
Yeah.
But this week I met the brand manager for Rolex,
Yeah.
for Swatch.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah.
I managed to pick up a ginormous Snoopy watch. As all part of my quest to get these, you have no idea how much money I've spent in Swatch in the past week, Spence. Seriously, when they say like you have to sort of start adding to your collection to start getting some.
Buy some non-core. So you bought.
Bearing in mind these
watches.
watches are like between 60 and 70 quid, and these are a couple of hundred. I've done £1,500 this week in Swatch. Not only have I done £1,500, they took me into the back room and got out all the old special editions.
Was that to pull your trousers back up?
Basically, yeah. I mean, I feel like I did.
What did they
my
have,
push
Gav?
gets taken
So going, how many years do they go
So
back?
what it is, they've gone back a few years. There were some swatches I was after that I didn't get in for my collection a few years ago, and they managed to source some for me that they literally had laying around. But also they had a giant size, oversized, one of these like wall clock
Like word
swatches.
presents.
Yeah. I got mugged into buying one of those as well. And then funnily enough, what did I get the next day? 2 Moonswatches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, I
shows
just
you
obviously
that.
happened to
Yeah.
walk in when they were
Yeah.
having a delivery, apparently. So that's really, really good.
Wasn't there a platinum swap? Wasn't there? Was a few special.
There is a special, and I am apparently.
Have you heard that?
I'm apparently
Yeah.
now down for one of those as well because having spent
What, the
£1,500
platinum?
and being introduced to everybody in the company, apparently they think I'm in for a 15 grand Swatch in a few months' time.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. If you're interested in buying that one, Spence, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, keep me posted. If anybody has any questions for Paul or Spencer or even Laurence Saffer, then please do pop them in the comments and we'll get round to all of you
Hi,
as soon
Tim.
as
Tim's
we
there
can.
again. He hasn't missed
Tim
a
Jacks.
show, Paul,
No,
has he?
good
Tim?
boy, Tim.
You've
yeah.
got a problem, Gav. Seek help. Swatch Anonymous. You're absolutely right. I've definitely got a bit of an addiction going on here. Saf, let's bring you into the conversation a little bit. Tell us. I mean, you're a very, very good friend. Well, you're a very good friend of mine. But tell us about.
No, a better friend of yours, Gav.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with Spencer.
He's an irritant.
Thanks.
And never has someone tried to cause me more problems. But just simple ones. We go away skiing every year. My case ended up with snow chains in. I worked it out because I was overweight and they had to open the case snow chains. The little bastard put snow chains in. Then another time it was overweight. I had to open the case in front of the security. He bought logs from the fire. He had 8 logs of wood in my case. These are the type of things a very good friend does
But you've had a
Do you know
few
what,
goes
Saf?
as well.
I'm so pleased that you've come on tonight because what
Gav,
you're
it-
doing is I actually get a better stick from viewers because they think I bully Spencer and I play too many tricks on him. But yeah, now
He is the worst ever.
Thank you very
He's
much.
the weasel.
Thank
Yeah.
you. He's
Yeah.
a weasel. That's
Gav,
it.
Gav, thank you for bringing Saf on.
Listen, it was
I've got you
always a
one
pleasure.
choice, you
The
the other.
viewers have this impression that I'm the bad guy and Spencer's the
No,
good
no,
guy.
no. You look a lovely man.
Thank you.
Now, very striking today because Saf, when we had you come on, we knew that bringing Paul on because you're of a similar age group, believe it or not. I know he looks a lot older than you, but you're of a similar age group. And Paul's dress sense is not much different to you. You've got a lovely stand-up place. You've got a lovely velour tracksuit on tonight, haven't you? Yeah, lovely velour, lovely twin set. Paul, give us a little stand-up, Paul. You've got a lovely.
Hang on,
Get your shoe up.
Put your shoe up.
Get your shoe up.
Okay, there we go, boys. There we go. Matching shoes.
Gav, hang on. I've just got to tell you, when we were coming along, he goes, I'm just going to get out the car. I'm going to need to put some petrol in. So he's got out. There's a plane. It's coming along. It was about to land. They thought it was Heathrow because of him.
Thank you for the super chat, Muhammad Ali, 17.99. So are the Moonswatches available
Paul's
in the
wearing
Oxford
my
Street
nan's
store?
jumper.
They are coming into stock. In fact, I've seen over the last week. If you're that interested, they do appear to be getting some stock now. So get yourself down there and say hello to everybody.
Gav, can I just say, I think what we're doing on this channel, we are proving to you younger generation out there that there is life after 50.
Certainly.
Right?
Certainly.
Correct.
Life begins at 50.
I said you look great in yellow. About 4 or 5 women at the wedding I was at were wearing yellow. I think it's a great
Were
colour.
they sponsored by you, Saf?
No, but I think it's a great colour.
Okay.
Thank you very
Saf
much.
is a playboy. Let him loose in Brighton.
Yeah, exactly. He's coming. He's going to come to the next Brighton show.
When's
The next Brighton.
Yeah,
show.
Randy
we're
Melfi
gonna-
says Paul is always stylish. You do get a lot of comments for your style, Paul. I mean, to be fair, you've converted me. Remember that time we took Spencer shopping in Harrods?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
put him in Versace shirts,
Versace,
everything.
yeah, and all that,
We should have
yeah.
taken him to the kids department. That's where we should have got him dressed up.
I'm getting him in the barbers next. 'Cause
Why
he's
is Paul-
Safi's allergic to combs. Have you noticed over the years?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I definitely get them in.
Yeah. Nicholas says, why is Paul wearing a high-vis jacket? Very good. Very good.
Got a job with the council.
Yeah. Paul's wearing my nan's jumper. Fantastic. You had a little Brighton night out, didn't you?
We did. We had a fantastic Brighton night out. There was, 30 plus of us met up on double short notice on Saturday. Guys, for everyone that came, I can't name you all, there's too many of you, but thank you for coming. What a lovely week. What a lovely night we had.
Jonathan Hisson is saying, hi, guys. What are the green bracelets Paul's wearing and where can you buy?
These are malachite, and they are from, I'll remember during the show and I'll tell you, these are... I'll remember.
You'll remember when it comes
yeah,
to that's
yeah,
an
yeah,
age thing,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is,
Yeah. And Watches 63 is saying, I wondered what had become of Peter Stringfellow. And there he is. Now, there's one more. We'll come back to Brighton in a second. There's one more rumour I would like you to dispel because it was probably about a year ago.
It was last July.
Was
wasn't
it really? Was that
Spencer,
already?
myself, and Paul, we borrowed some cars and we did our own sort of little version of like a car dealers karaoke. And we very kindly told everybody, which was absolutely, we thought was truthful, and it was truthful. We borrowed a beautiful Rolls-Royce convertible to have a little drive out. And Saf, can you tell us? Because everybody thinks it's Spencer's car.
He can just about afford a Mini.
Yeah.
No, it was my car.
It was yours,
Yeah,
wasn't
it was my car.
Yeah. So we'd
Proper
like to
car.
proper
so
car.
there we go.
We'd like to thank you for that. And that clears up the whole thing.
He suits a noddy car. One of those
You know
little
what,
cars,
Saf?
the noddy
That
cars.
explains why when we was out in it, he said to me, you take the wheel, Paul, and take it across that field. See if it's any good at 4x4.
Guys, if you haven't done already, please do give us an upvote. Likes are free, as I've just written. So please do give us an upvote tonight. Every little helps. Back to Brighton.
Yeah.
What did you boys actually get up to? Did you just sit around in the pub and chat watches?
Well, we started off in outside the Old Ship Hotel, and I think by the time we got there, I got there at about 5:30, and Ian Nicholson and Greggy had already drunk the bar dry.
Can he
They-
drink, Ian Nicholson?
Can he drink?
Yeah.
He's got hollow legs, mate. Right, he's a Geordie boy. He's got hollow legs, right? So we had him come down from all over the country. We then progressed to a nice little seaside bar nightclub, and then we progressed on to another
Is it
bar.
all on the video, Paul?
Pardon
Is
me?
it all up on your...
Well, it was, but I had to take it down.
Oh, it's not up there anymore.
Not anymore. No, it was a bit X-rated in the end, so it's gone.
BA says, hi, fellas. Can I say thank you to Spencer for looking after me on Friday, loving the SD43.
You're welcome.
Another satisfied
Yep.
customer. Fantastic. Guys, as I said, if you do have any questions for Paul and Spencer, please do pop them in. I see Greggy Boy is very, very busy tonight moderating for us. I don't know what is going on. I can't see all the comments, but there's lots being deleted for some strange reason.
Keep them coming, lads. Get Greggy on the
It can't be about you, can it? Surely. So what that means, Saf, is somebody's making some silly comments, and people that look after, they just moderate and take out some of the silly stuff. We'll get to that later on. Edgar TV says, Gavin, what is your favourite Moonswatch that you own so far? Hard to pick a favourite because actually Journey to the Moon, if I'm being really honest, I love because that was my first one, which is absolutely stunning, and I do really like it. Here we go. I'll just press that button there and it'll be on there.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I picked up this week, and I actually think it's not too dissimilar, but in the grey, which is Mercury. And Spencer, I have to manage to keep hold of this one. It is very, very lovely. Uranus in the blue. But my favourite so far is definitely Journey to the Moon. And I've only got about 5 left to go. So, yeah, all good fun. Now, guess who forgot to print off his show notes tonight, Paul?
Gav?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally did.
We couldn't wish for anyone better to busk it, could we?
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to blag this from start to finish today. So, you popped into the offices today to do a little bit of live selling, didn't you?
Well, not live selling so much, but
live showing.
Yeah, we wanted to try. I'm always happy to try and get something a bit cheap for me viewers off of this man to my left here. But yeah, we did a bit of a live.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
And during that live, I popped in a little surprise, didn't I?
You did.
Should we take a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
That goes really well.
That's not a surprise.
That's not a surprise. Should we try?
Wrong button.
Where's
Gav,
the
I
button?
think.
Well, so I'm here at BQ Watches, and once again, Gav has pulled, I was going to say the cat out of the bag, but mate, what the hell, where have you got these? Oh, the rabbit out of the hat, is that the word? That's it, rabbit out of the hat. So what we have here is, go on.
As the guys know, I've got a collector friend who has given me some watches over the time, and I called him yesterday because I knew you were coming on. I thought I should grab something other than a Swatch. So yeah, well, have a little taster. Let's show them the first one, and then we'll do it live and show you the rest.
So what we've got here, guys, is an absolutely, and I mean gorgeous, I absolutely fell in love with it, 1655 Stephen Queen Explorer II, 1971, which means that I was a mere 10-year-old when this watch was made.
I was 1.
And I've got to tell you, Gav, it's in better condition than I am, and it hasn't even had its teeth replaced.
I know, look at it.
It
is a stunner, isn't it?
a cracker.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, I don't know, I mean, Gav, this is something that you would just, it's to die for.
So I went this morning to my friend to collect these, and then I had to drop them at the station very quickly. So I'm now going to go between this live and the show and get all the info for us, and we can talk about it.
And it's not the only one, is it, Gav? There's a few other little gems to show.
I've got a total of 5 with me tonight. 4 Rolexes, 1 Patek. Well, the Patek I know absolutely nothing about, and I don't know how we're going to do research in a few hours, but we'll give it a go.
We have it. I have been down to the watch vaults with my friend, and we've nabbed a few watches. Let's have a look at that, Paul. What do you think?
I am absolutely smitten with this watch, Gav. I want it.
Absolute beauty, isn't it?
Just have a look. Look at this.
Let's put this in front of the camera. So this is an Explorer II.
Yeah.
I gave you the details because I can't.
Reference 1655, born in 1971. Just have a little look at that. It is a corker. Yeah, don't be dropping it, Gav. I know you don't do
I'm
things
holding
like
on
that,
to it. I'm holding on to
Paul,
it.
in my limited experience
Yeah.
of watches, you know what I love with that watch?
Go on.
The patina, I mean, from here, the dial looks stunning.
It's just a very, very honest watch.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I do like about it, and this is where people get confused about Rolex. I was pointing this out to you earlier on when I gave about the quality of the print on this dial is substandard by today's standards.
Yeah.
So if the inexperienced was to look at this dial under a loop, or even not necessarily with a loop, they would look at it and think the dial is not right. It's a fake dial. It's not right. But just like the old serial numbers, Spencer, the way they were engraved, etc. There is what's the right word? There's an amateurish about some of it,
Well,
but makes it correct.
Correct. Well, we've discussed this and looked at length. You know, sometimes you take a bracelet off and you look at the engraving and
Yeah.
you think, oh, am I sure this is
Yeah.
right? And it took quite a number of years. When you look at engraving from the 70s, 80s...
There's a naivety about it, isn't there?
There's
Yeah.
nothing like how it looks now in 20...
Yeah, 2022. We're in 2022
because,
now.
Yeah, but even from 2010 onwards,
yeah.
how sharp the engraving was
Yeah.
and how accurate. Whereas on older watches, a 3 or...
Uneven, they can be
Yeah.
uneven. A 3 can look like an 8,
Correct,
can't
but
it?
I think
Yeah.
these were probably hand engraved,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
years ago, or a hand engraving
I'll
machine.
put it side by side with my Tudor Black Bay Pro. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's lots of
it's-
comparisons been drawn between the two.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I love your Tudor, Gav.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And that's why I bought it,
Yeah.
because it's the first Tudor I've bought as well.
And do you know something that's funny? Do
Go
you know
on.
something, Gav? I've just realised something. What did I say to you when we were sitting having something to eat earlier on?
You smell nice?
About no, not about. It wasn't about you shaving your arms. It was about that watch. That watch, your Tudor,
Yeah.
is going to be at its best in 50 years.
Yeah.
Right. And ironically, the watch next to it is
50 years.
51
It's 51, yeah. It's
51
it's
years
1 year
old.
older than
51.
me.
And that is,
the
you
orange
see,
hand there,
this
the one
is
on
this
the
is
right,
when
is
they get,
51 years
for me, to their prime, when they get to about 50 years old.
Yeah. So let's pop that down for a second. That's a 1969 Tudor Explorer II. Let me
1971.
1971,
Yeah.
sorry. Actually, it's a year younger than me. Let's move on to our next one. Next on the list, which I picked up, is a 5512. What do we know, Spencer, about a 5512?
The 5512, super rare watch that, Paul, isn't it?
1968, this one.
68,
Yeah, 1968.
I mean, the 5513 ran from about 68 to 1988, but that is very rare, the 5512.
And these watches, Gav, they've all come out of one collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one collection.
So
yeah.
one collector, he's given us watches before, and he's popped a few across to me today. Jay Wright, super chat, £2. Much respect for Paul going on Tim's last night.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. I haven't actually watched that yet. But yeah, stunning piece, Submariner, no date. And that's why I'm waiting for a modern version of that, actually.
What I like again about
Yeah.
this is the whole aesthetics of it. If you turn the watch sideways, Gav, can we get
Yeah.
it on its side
Yeah.
and just look at that that acrylic? If you just look at look at that profile, it's beautiful. That
Gav-
just look at that profile.
Gav, you just move the hands on that, because look at the hands, and that's what we look for in a really nice vintage, where the hands and dial, absolutely perfect match. Look at that. If you...
But these watches have been in they've been in storage for years.
There you can...
Can you see again? Excuse me, the difference.
Actually, I'm not sure there. That the hour hand could have been changed on
Yeah.
that. It
Yeah,
just-
I'm not sure for 1 second that,
No.
that these
No,
haven't
I'm
been
looking just
serviced
on the
or,
screen.
or other bits and
But
pieces.
the dial looks amazing on that.
Well, to be fair to you, Spencer, neither of us today have actually
No, I
had
haven't
these under
inspected.
a
No,
loop.
you
So,
haven't.
No. These aren't your watches.
No.
They come from a. We haven't inspected them all from head to toe. Yeah.
No, you absolutely haven't. And to be perfectly honest, I grabbed them earlier, then got sidetracked, came to you, and
Yeah.
I wanted to get a bit more detail, but I didn't actually manage to get
Yeah.
a lot of it. Next one, we have a 1680. A Rolex 1680. Spencer took me through.
Again, that's the date version. It's all about the dial with these pieces.
Let's pop this
the
on.
dial
This
and
One we
hands.
actually haven't had a look at the year, but that watch was between 1975 and 1980, 79, 80.
Again, that's the matte dial. It looks like to me from here, but
The white
looks
sub.
that looks good.
Yeah, the
hands,
white sub. Yeah.
The hands and dial there look very good on that.
I noticed on the Cyclops, the numbers look extremely big. I mean, it could be the camera with the camera.
Yeah, on that watch, I had a fairly good look at earlier on, and I will say, Gav, that your camera is not really doing it justice, to be fair. Or
No.
it's quite close, isn't it?
I mean, I can take
That's-
it in a little
that's
bit.
a bit
I mean,
better,
it
yeah.
is on my
Yeah.
iPhone, to be fair. But go on, take a look at that, Spence.
But dial and hands on that looks stunning. I
Yeah.
think that's the best.
I'd
one.
like to know which one. I'd be genuinely interested to know out of these watches that we've shown, which
Yeah.
one the viewers like best.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
which my favourite is.
Do pop it in the comments, guys. And a big good evening to David Khalil. We've not seen David.
David, how
in
you
our,
doing,
Hi,
mate?
David.
in our chat for a while. David, hope you're well. Funnily enough, I saw Alan on on Friday in the street as I was walking past your offices. He walked straight past me, but that's okay. Let's have a look at this one. Now, we talk about Submariners, but here is something a little bit samey but different. We have a Tudor Oyster Prince, which is basically a Tudor Submariner, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Paul, the year on this was
1964.
1964. So you can see the history of the two brands sort of side by side.
Again, I don't know if the viewers you can see there the hands of, for me, that ruins it on that watch.
Yeah.
Far too
new
high.
hands.
Yeah.
Compared to the patina on the dial.
But it's rare to get everything matching.
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
rare.
look, you know,
It's
the
hard.
hands for that watch, I'm actually not sure, to be fair. I'd have more of an idea if it was a Rolex. But, I mean, those hands on that watch, the original set of hands, could be, what, a grand, Spencer, maybe?
It's not even the money. It's finding them.
It's
finding them.
Yeah,
the problem is on the older ones, the hands disintegrate with the tritium.
Yeah.
Watch out, super chat for £4.49. Got the new Air Keen from BQ for a daily wearer, as I love the busy, wacky dial and splash of colour. Thanks for the freebie. It didn't last long. Chocolate, was it?
Chocolate bar.
Chocolate. But that's a little stunner. Spence, I mean, I know it's always condition and maybe box and papers and et cetera, but where are these in the region of, in terms of watches? What would you say? I mean, that's really putting you on the spot, I know.
Sure,
but are they
it's
sort
not
of
a problem.
10, 15s or are they 45, 55s?
They're 15, 25s.
Yeah.
They're probably 15s to 30s.
Yeah, I tell you what it is, Gav, and this is where I want to be completely honest with everyone, and people can actually, hopefully, take a bit of comfort out of this. Watches of this age, Spencer, I don't know if you agree with this, but, and I'm not asking you to, you can disagree, watches of this age, of this period, you have to deal with them individually, completely individually, inspect the dials, the hands,
the movement, what you think's been changed.
What's been changed. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of research on that particular model reference because you might not remember what years it was made, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like a 16610 sub. It's not like a 140.
You mean something that's 10 years old. Once you move to the 40, 50-year-old period, there's so much to look at.
Yeah, Rara's saying, really becoming a fan of Tudor. Now, the more I see them, the more I want them. The heritage is there between the two brands as well. And you can really see they're starting to bring that back as well.
And for me, this is what Tudor... You know, we talk about bullseye marketing, you know, where they get nearer and nearer to the bullseye. You know, we need another Submariner from Tudor, and it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
You know,
You're taking my lines now, aren't you?
Saf, I know this must be very boring for you, but we'll get back to the ripping the shit out of Spencer in a minute. Don't worry.
But hang on one sec.
We've only brought him in to mug him for his watch.
Here, Russell the Mad Watch Collector says, first Tudor sub was released a year after the first Rolex sub, 53 and 54. Beautiful and brilliant history.
Yeah.
Just to interrupt there, Paul, the icing on the cake there with all of that, I agree with everything you've said. And then what you're looking for, purchase receipts, service receipts or papers, those all add to it. Because then, without even saying anything, tells the complete story.
Exactly. These watches, when they get to this period, Saf, they're actually like people. Every single one of them's different. You know, and every single watch that you purchase from this period will be different in some way or another. No two will be the same. No two will be the same.
We have one last watch to show, not Rolex, and I literally I had difficulty in trying to find it.
Love this watch.
But this is gorgeous. This is a 1947 Patek Philippe chronograph in gold. I mean, the strap looks either like it's not been touched for a million years or it's brand new or what have you. But it's an absolutely lovely little watch, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me take the back off, Gav. You've got to show that movement.
Okay. I'll let you deal with that.
Paul, that reminds me of the tri-compacts. Remember those?
Yeah.
The little 18-carat.
Jonathan Adamson says, this is why I watch this, and Paul's channel. The knowledge between you is priceless.
Sure. That looks amazing.
Nico is in the house. Nico, welcome. Have you put your clothes back on since we last saw you about 3 minutes ago before going live? Great to have you. Let's have a little look at this movement.
Nico's brought me a pizza.
Just look at this.
Oh, there we go. Super chat from Nico. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much. $17.99 for Spencer. Laughing like he's. There we go. I mean, look at that.
Thank you, Nico.
That is a thing of beauty.
That is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's how we roll, James, with people's watches.
I'll tell you
which
what
is-
I could, Paul. You know what I could do here? I could do a complete service on that.
Yeah, we
whilst-
could service it while live.
Shall we
yeah.
service that, Gav, whilst the viewers are watching? Yeah,
Now,
I'll do
had
it
that
here.
under a loop
Yeah,
earlier
Yeah,
on.
I've got some. We give. Yeah.
We've got
To
some
be
more,
fair,
yeah.
my friend who must be watching this must be going, sorry, did they just open the back of my watch with a penknife on live
Don't
on
worry,
the
it's a watchmaker's knife.
It's a
and I've
watchmaker's
done it a
knife.
million
Look at that.
times
That
before,
movement's
yeah.
stunning.
Yeah.
But that is beautiful. And I'll give you a little tip, guys. If ever your back of your watch comes off, here's the case back for this watch. I'm going to show you how to put it back on properly
Paul,
without
let's have a look.
damaging
Any
it.
engraving inside
Yeah, there
that?
is. Yeah, it's all properly marked. Yeah.
Gav, actually, show the viewers here. See if there's any.
No, I don't want that shown.
No.
That's got there's a serial number.
Is there
in
a number on
yeah.
that?
What, you think someone in China is going to start ripping off this
I
watch?
just don't think it's right to disclose other people's serial numbers.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is watch porn.
Martin
I'll
Maguire,
tell you
where's
what
the
you could do.
battery?
Tell him to just put his finger over.
Yeah,
just to
just
show,
put your finger
Gav,
over that, Gav,
Just show the
please.
viewers
Oh,
there.
I'm terrible when it comes to your serial numbers.
No. So you can see
Just put
watchmakers
your-
over the
have a-
years, they hand engrave inside when it's
Yeah.
serviced.
Oh, that's yeah. They might be able to pick
So
that up.
finger over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
see at
don't-
the top, just to the right of the hallmark, you'll see sort of a date and
Just
a month.
above Patek.
No, just to the right there. Can you read that,
Just
Gav,
above
on there?
Patek. There's a watchmaker's mark as well.
Can you see the little engraving on the right?
Yeah.
That's done by hand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just where they would put on there 7/20, like
Yeah,
July
their-
22.
It's their
or-
identification mark.
Says here, Paul and Greggy did some servicing Saturday night.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey!
There we go.
Elgato Felix 2.0. I promise you, I'm not ignoring you. I'm seeing all your comments coming through, and we'll talk about all this shortly. Pizza is international symbol of solidarity of the community, and you're absolutely right, my friend. We love a bit of solidarity.
So there
Nico,
are-
by the way, sorry, just to say,
Yeah, go
Nico,
on.
you are more than welcome. Spencer's in a bit of a pickle next week because, well, we think he's in a pickle.
Hopefully.
I'm in Italy next week. Spencer is on his own. And Spencer's asked Paul to come and help him out. And Paul says he'd rather watch the fun and watch from home. Spencer hosts the whole show on his own. So, Nico, you are more than cordially invited to come and help your mate Spencer out and come and jump in the chair if you want. Guys, if you've got any questions, do keep them piling in.
So, Gav, can I just show them how to
yeah.
put this back on or any
Yeah, James-
watch case back?
Yeah.
So first of all, I don't know if you can see this, guys, but first of all, you line it up to how you took it off.
Do you want me to put on the big...
Yeah.
Do you want,
But
can
look,
I
this
get
is
over
the
there?
bottom line: is you never
Yeah.
press. I'm going to put this case back on now, but you never press in the centre, because if you press in the centre, all you're going to do is put pressure on the softest part. You always get the case back on in place, and then very carefully using your two thumbs on the outside of the case,
And you hear that little click.
and you hear that little
It was
click.
like someone crunching their
There we
knuckles.
go. He's just broken
And
the
that's
movement.
done, yeah.
Gav, he's just squashed the movement.
Yeah. Nico says, I have your back. I'm coming to help.
Oh, okay.
Spencer, you
No,
I'll tell
Nico,
you what.
don't.
I
He
cannot
won't turn
wait.
up.
I'm coming. I'll be in Italy. I cannot wait to see Nico come and cause havoc with you, Spencer. That will be amazing.
Thanks, Nico. I'll book you in.
Yeah, Saf, what is it you particularly love about watches? Do you like the classiness of them? What draws you into a watch?
I like the classiness. I like the classiness of the watch. It's sorry, I'm not used to something this large. I like the classiness of the watch. Like women have handbags and take so much over what bags they have. I think for guys, watches, it's what it's about.
And having a best friend who's a watch dealer like we do, do you find you ever sort of take note of the stuff that's going on or the watches that he's buying and selling? Does he ever offer you any pieces? And
I
say,
wouldn't trust him to sit the right way on a lavatory seat, let alone buy anything from him. But no, sometimes I go past the shop and I ring on the buzzer and say it's the Inland Revenue.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to go into the shop. It is amazing just to see what goes on there and the team they have there and
Yeah.
how they kind of take something and clean it up and make it look great and deal with everything.
Yeah.
It's an amazing operation. It
You know,
genuinely is.
you took the words out of my mouth. That's the number one thing. Talking about David, I was talking to David earlier on, and we were saying the operation that you have is remarkable. To be
thank
fair,
you.
Yeah.
it is remarkable. Yeah.
Uncle John says, I'm sure I've seen Saf in an online video before.
on Pornhub.
Yeah.
I have been on various videos before,
You
but
have, haven't
probably
you?
not the ones he's seen.
Well, it's interesting to know because you're a bit of a character, Saf, and obviously Spencer and I have known you for years and years and years. But for those that don't know you, tell us just a little bit about yourself because you've got a very interesting and colourful background, haven't you?
I left school at 15, was a market trader. I auctioneered like Del Boy and Fools and Horses, used to do anything from perfume to costume jewellery. And then I was one of the first people to go on Maggie Thatcher's government enterprise scheme, and I did extremely well from that. And then by sheer fluke, I got into the energy business, and I've been in gas and electricity for about 25 years.
About
Gav,
25
that's
years.
why prices skyrocketed.
There's
Yeah.
a big gaff he missed out here, though.
What's that?
What about the boy band you launched?
This is hysterical. So at the time, I
Give
had
us
a
a
girl.
year. Give us a year.
Okay, I'll tell you. 1992.
So just
It was-
before Take That.
Yeah. No, maybe it was 93. Take That had launched, and the girl who was working for me came from Stoke-on-Trent, and she was very friendly with Robbie Williams. So basically, she brought Robbie over to my house in Newlands, and I then got at it. Basically, I was now going to end up having a new boys band, and we were going to rival Take That. Now, it's hard enough to earn a living in what you know, let alone something you haven't got a
And
Scooby
you
about.
were just doing markets at the time, weren't you?
Yep. So I was doing markets, and now I decided I was going to be the new impresario, and I was going to take this boy band and make them one of the best singing groups out. Problem was, they couldn't sing.
Yeah. So you done your dough.
I did my dough, but we turned them into a male review act. And the only upside was we travelled the country, and the boys took their clothes off, and I warmed the women up before the boys came out, which was great fun. I had about 6 months of doing these events, and that was the only upside of it in more ways than one. And now it's a distant memory. And the girl that got me involved went on to have Peter Andre, Jordan, and all these other acts. So she did very well on the back of me doing my money. You'd have loved that,
Fantastic.
Spenny.
Shame I wasn't about
I'm surprised. Yeah, if you were around, he probably would have signed
You
you.
weren't in that boy band.
So you could have
Spence,
had
were
Robbie
you?
Williams, but he chose not
You could
to.
have had Robbie
could've.
Williams.
I could have. I ended
instead-
up with... I can't tell you what I ended up with, but doesn't matter. It's life lessons.
What was the name of your band?
Menergy.
Menergy.
And the maddest thing is, if
Go
you
on.
take the M off, what did I end up in?
Energy.
Energy.
Yeah.
So it's mad.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen these boys for about 20 years, but I'm cleaning out my office, and I know that there's some posters of the boys band. So I'm going to get them show you guys over poker one evening.
Fantastic. I love that. I love that. Saf out for the next night for sure, says
Oh,
Uncle John.
100%. Yeah,
100%. Saf, great guest, top drawer.
Here, he's got Menergy up.
We
No,
need
he's-
a new Jimmy Somerville, Spencer.
He's got it on screen there.
Oh my
look,
God.
Menergy. There you go.
How who did that?
It's called
James.
Google Saf.
Yep.
There we go.
Menergy
Oh
on the.
my God.
Yeah, as your boy band.
That's my boy band.
Yeah.
That's where I had my money. That's it. Look.
You want your money back,
Sing.
Seth?
How the... Cuz I can do that then, yeah?
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
show how to use
You'll show
Google.
me how-
I can show how to
Yeah.
use Google. You'll be absolutely
Brilliant.
fine.
That was me.
Unbelievable. Amazing. Yeah, Menergy. And then you went into energy, basically selling and buying gas and
No, I
electricity.
used to then, we used to get people the best price for their gas and electricity.
We used to.
We used to, yeah. I'm very lucky. I managed to sell my business 2 years ago, so
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
But it was a great game, and it was just the story. I came from just a normal, simple background, and the one thing that Spencer does now, which is great, is I work really hard, and you've got to be in it to win it, and you've really got to graft if you want to
Yeah.
create a proper successful business.
Now, there's another reason why we have you on today, Saf. Okay, and that's because you had a chat with Spencer, and we're all incredibly lucky here that we have good health and other bits and pieces. And something sort of interesting happened to you a couple of weeks ago while you were on a charity golf day.
I was playing at the Grove in Watford, and I was just on the putting green at about 7:15 at the end of the day, and doing a bit of practice, and this little girl came out onto the putting green, and her name was Dottie. She said, "Hi, I'm Dottie, how are you?" And she gave me a little badge. So I said, "Oh, thanks, Dottie. What's your story?" And she said, "I've got an inoperable brain tumour. I'm 6 years old, and for the last year and a half in lockdown, or 2 years, I was going for chemotherapy. And I'm really happy. And she was running around, and I got talking with her mum and dad who came over. And they're looking to raise £100,000 because there's going to be a chance eventually that Dottie may be able to go to America and have some treatment that could help her quite significantly. And Dad's a train driver. They're lovely people from Essex, and they're doing this golf day. And they came to the Grove as a guest of Cancer UK just to see how to put a golf day on. And I turned round to Dottie's parents and said, "You've done well, because I really feel for things like this. My granddaughter's got von Willebrand number 3, which is a life-threatening blood disorder. So when, you've been... you're party to something like this, and it could be anyone's child, anyone's. You want to try and help." So I said to Dottie's parents, "I'm going to help you golf day, and I'm going to help you raise some money, because I've got some good friends that will do anything they can to help." And Spenny turned around and said, "Look, Saf, come on the show. We're going to turn around and give you an opportunity just to tell your story, Dottie's story." And Gav, can you explain this a little bit?
So there's a little QR code there, guys, and basically, after the show, we're all going to be scanning this QR code. There's a little GoFundMe page. You can also see Dottie's journey at dottiesjourney.org. She's been on ITV, on BBC. She's been on all television stations.
When I was at the Grove 2.5 weeks ago, Vernon Kay was there with her. She's been on the Daily Mail, and there's been some amazing stories. This kid's come out bouncing.
Yeah.
Smiling.
How old was she?
She's 6. Yeah, 6.
And, the personality, and mum and dad were turning around and saying, Dottie's so full of energy and trying to, get on with everything that's happened to her. And just whatever it is, if everybody just gave that tiny small amount today for Dottie, it could be your Dottie.
Yeah. I mean, we've got 342 people watching. If everybody gave a score, if everyone gave 20
if everyone gave an apple,
just a
you
little
could end
bit.
up with the biggest basket of fruit out.
And of course, we are going to any of the super chats that have come through today. We're going to be giving to Dottie.
All it is, guys. Look, we're lucky, and we deal in luxury watches and new viewers here. And sometimes it's just to take time to think.
Absolutely.
And like Laurence told me about this story, I said, well, let's talk about it on the channel. So, guys, we don't want super chats. We're going to give, and Paul, Gavin, all of us. So rather, if you all just give a little bit, we're not asking for huge donations, but just to show the love and how lucky that this 6-year-old girl is ill. If anyone, whatever you can
She's
give.
remarkable, Spenny.
Yeah.
What does she need to raise?
She needs to raise £100,000.
And where have they got to?
And they're up to £25,000. They've got the golf day to come.
Yeah.
And they're just looking for people to do that. It's the little difference makes the big difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everyone giving that little bit.
And that's exactly it, Paul.
Saf, could you arrange to get her on my channel with mum and dad?
Easily. She's an Essex girl.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Done.
Let's do it.
Fantastic.
Do anything we can as well, Paul.
And that's
Thank
the
you
thing,
very much.
viewers, I want you to
Okay.
understand, it's not about a big amount. It's just giving something.
Yeah.
It's just acknowledging that that's what it's about.
100%. Instead of a thumbs up tonight,
Yeah.
we'll take a £5 donation straight.
Yeah.
All you have to do, guys, is hold your phone up and scan that QR code. 6 years old. I don't even know what to say. But whilst we are talking about that, and just to change the mood just a little bit, Saf, Tim Jacks writes, guy owns a Rolls Royce and no idea how to use Google. It's not just Google you don't know how to use, is it, Saf? You're shocking with anything, aren't you?
I am absolutely appalling. I can just... The only time I've learned how to use a laptop was in lockdown when we were playing poker online.
Was that just to open it?
No.
There's keys in there as well.
Yeah, and I spilt 2 glasses of wine over each laptop. I went through 3 laptops in lockdown, and all I used it for was to play online poker. I lost at poker, and I lost 3 laptops.
Thomas Bennett, thank you for the $8.99 for Dottie. I will make all any super chat donations come in, regardless of what Google takes or whatever it is. I will just convert those straight into your donation. So I will do that after as well. And thank you to Bradley Smith, 1995 for a tenner as well. That's very kind. But guys, you can just scan the QR code. It might take 2 minutes to do the GoFundMe thing, but it is well
That
well
2 minutes
worth
is
watching.
such a special 2 minutes, Gav.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as Greggy says, if everyone gave 20 quid, we'd raise £8,000 tonight, and it would be amazing.
And that's 8% to watch of her whole thing. That's
Absolutely.
anything.
It's the smallest things. It's the smallest things.
Our
Amazing.
parents would be, and Dottie, they'd be so
Saf,
happy.
we're going to introduce this family
Thank you.
to our people.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And I promise you,
Yep.
we'll do our best for her.
Thank you.
I promise you.
Means a lot.
Wonderful. Saf, what is it, like in particular, just getting back to you and Spencer. So Paul is very well known for being a great friend of Spencer's, and they go at it with each other. But what do you think it is about Spencer in particular that brings in all this sort of like, fun attention?
I reckon if we shaved him, you'd find
Hang on.
three
Hang on.
sixes.
How many sixes at poker the other week?
Yeah, 4 sixes.
Four
If we
sixes.
shaved him totally, you'll find the mark of the devil. 3 sixes somewhere on his body. Right, I must
you for that.
just the very simplest one, and just to give you an idea of the character of this man. Unfortunately, 4 years ago, my father passed away, and I was sitting with my respect to my dad, and I was going to miss our skiing trip, and all the boys were going to the day before. I was still sitting for my dad, and they said it'd do me the world of good to go skiing. So I said, okay, boys, I'll go the following day after I buried my dad and said my prayers for him. I said, Spencer, just do me one favour. All you got to do, I don't drive and anything. I just want to turn up at the airport and I want a car waiting for me with a driver. And it's a 3-hour journey up the mountains. Just organise that one thing.
Yeah.
So he did. He sent me an email, all done, perfect.
Remember who it was? It was Europe Card.
Europe cars,
You're
yes.
speaking to your mum. Where are you going, toilet?
I've just got something to show.
So
Well, she's on-
I've gone to
Where you
I've
going,
gone to
Spence?
I've gone to Europe Cars because there's no one standing waiting for me with a sign. I've gone to Europe Cars. I said, excuse me, I'm waiting for my driver. They said, we haven't got a driver for you. I said, excuse me, here's the email, here's everything
we
agreed.
paid for it, didn't we? We paid for it for you.
Paid for it for me, did you fuck? So I'm shouting at them. They've got no car. So I get my camera on my phone and I said, right, you will use your job and I'm taking photographs of you. My car should be here. Anyway, they said maybe it's on the other side of the airport because
From the
it was
Swiss
the Swiss
to the French, isn't it?
So I've now gone from the Swiss side to the French side to go and see Europa Car again to ask them where my car is. They couldn't find it. They sent me back. An hour and 3/4 going back and forward. There is no car, so we end up getting a taxi. My luck, the taxi driver was new. He ended up in a mountain with goats running around 3.5 hours later. I got to skiing 6.5 hours in a car.
Hang on.
For
The cab was nothing to do with me. That was just luck.
all right, that was just luck. It was a €300 journey, cost me €850. Right? Anyway, I found out what basically Spencer had done. Go on, tell him what you did to a poor man that was grieving for his father.
We were all sitting at cards and the boys had had a few drinks and he asked us to book the car. So we edited a Europe car hire voucher with the driver that was prepaid for €480 for him to hand to Europe Car.
Yeah.
And obviously Europe Car thought it was a fraud. And he was convincing them that it wasn't a fraud. And where's his car? And we told him to make sure that he got a refund.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you for all these super chats coming in. Hard for me actually to keep up with all of them, but so many of you are making donations, and that's really, really nice of you. But as I said, I know somebody just asked before, all you have to do is hold your camera phone up to the QR code, and you touch the screen, and it would take you straight through to the site.
Gav,
so you
I've got
can
one
donate
other
there.
one just to back up Saf's story.
Yeah.
On the fucking French side, there's no one here either. No one knows anything whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to know that
Shows you, though,
basically,
what a good friend he is.
What I want to say is that people think that Paul gets on him and does it, but actually, he gives it large.
He gives it properly,
Do you
right
know-
up
do you know-
the...
do you know what, Saf? I'm so pleased you come on because people accuse me of bullying him, and I say you don't know what he's like off screen.
Just look at that face. He's the
Look at him,
devil
look.
in disguise.
Yeah.
Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
Oh,
Some have referred to him as the cartel recently. I've noticed in chats and bits and pieces, but there we go, guys. We're going to get to this now.
Come out.
Guys, we've got some very, very interesting... Oh, that's a nice picture of Janilda's baby just popped up there. Oh, baby Gav, that is. Right, let's go to our first question. So, Saf, what happens is every week before the show is we go out to all our Instagram followers and we ask them for any questions they'd like to... And I say no to nothing. All the questions come through and they're for Spencer and Paul, and we will answer absolutely everything. So, have a look at the first question. What's your opinion on the new Air King now that you have gotten at least one in?
Fabulous watch. I love what they've done to it. I love the symmetry on the 05, Paul.
Yeah.
I really think, for me, it just balances it. And the Crown Guards.
Yeah, Crown Guards is
I just think it's a great watch.
Yeah.
Look, it was a big step when they bought that one, the previous one, the 1169. This one, the 1269 00, I just think stunning. I love the 05. For me, that's the thing that just balances the top. Everything's balanced on the watch now.
Yeah.
Gary Platt's one of your guests tonight. He's just turned around and said, fancy any of them, you look great on TV. I think he was referring to you.
Okay, let's have a look at the next question. What do you think of the Breguet Classic? Do you think we focus too much on tool watches? Classique.
Too dressy for me, but, you know, a work of art, but...
Spencer?
Just not my sort of watch.
No.
I mean, beautiful and Breguet, but just not my sort of
Saf,
thing.
didn't you have a Breguet?
That's Saf. That's your sort of thing.
No, I had a Harry Winston.
A Harry Winston.
And a Frank Muller.
And a Frank Muller. And I got mullered with both of them when I tried to give them to you,
So
didn't
you
I?
got mullered with the Frank.
Yeah, with him, yes.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the next question. Yachtmaster 40 seems to be picking up in price again, Spencer. Is that correct? From Gotham Buana.
The one that's been offered now is the new yellow gold.
Yeah.
Which I've yet to see. I think we've got one coming in
By
later
the way,
in the week.
Spencer, by the way, I had a little ring round on my way up here from Brighton today. And 4 of the 5 dealers that I spoke to on the way up today, not including yourself, said that they thought that prices had risen this week. The back end of last
just interrupt
week.
you guys. Watch fan, if you're watching still, do yourself a favour, unsubscribe from our channel. Don't bother watching again if you're going to pop in pathetic little comments. I'm not even going to bother reading it out. Honestly, disgusting that you should put up stuff like that. Okay, so take your viewing, go and find someone else to watch, and thank you, Greggy Boy, for deleting that. Honestly, ridiculously childish. Right, moving on. Where were we? Yachtmaster 40.
Yeah, sorry.
You're saying about that going up.
Yeah.
Well, the yellow gold I've yet to see. Obviously, we've seen them in the white and the rose.
Yeah.
The new model is the
I think this has
the
been an
yellow.
undervalued watch for a while, but the yellow gold now is the one that people seem to be looking for. But as I said, people are reporting, whether it's right or not. I mean, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you what they're telling me. But they were saying that they felt.
Well, this is what's
week
going to happen
there'd
with
been
a
a bit
few
of
of
a
the
rally.
new models that just start popping up now.
Well, I was saying to Gav earlier, it was a bit earlier. It's a bit earlier than I expected.
Yeah. As in the sort of settling down of things.
I didn't expect that to happen until the end of July.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, Rolex. This is from Gotham as well. Rolex, AP, PP, VC, FPJ, Omega, Cartier. Arrange these according to your preference. Paul, do you want to go first?
AP,
PP,
PP, FPG, FPJ, VC,
Vacheron,
Amiga,
then Cartier. No Rolex in there. Spencer, for you?
For me,
Gotta
I'll
be PP
go.
first, isn't it?
Oh, it's mentioned, right? There is Rolex. Rolex is the first one.
Oh, sorry, I went straight past that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
looking
yeah.
at the initials.
No, because the initials, absolutely.
So Rolex would come after. For me, as a salesman, Rolex would be first. As a watch, it would be after Patek.
Well, for myself, to be honest to myself, it would obviously be Rolex, probably Patek, AP, Vacheron. Again, FPG, I think, are fabulous watches.
Yeah.
Then Amiga and Cartier.
Okay, let's move on to our next one. Okay, we're going to deal with this now. From Gotham. Sad to see... there's 3 questions here in a row, Spencer, for you. Sad to see Oshin falling out with you both. Enjoyed all 3 of you collaborating for your channel. The next one, Oshin blocks anyone who disagrees with him. Have you been blocked? Laughing face. And the next one, kudos to you, Spencer, staying silent all this time while others rant on. What a gentleman. We won't hide from questions, but what do you say to all this nonsense?
In the final one, that's exactly where I want to be. I haven't really got time to keep going backwards and forwards over this. Look, I met O'Sheen. He came to me. He sat at my table. He had dinner at my home. I've always just an open home to him. I thought he was a great guy. I didn't feel it was in anyone's benefit for everything that came out, and Paul was involved in that as well. I didn't feel it was for the public domain. It did. What can I say? I wish O'Sheen all the best, but it's just...
Yeah, it runs a great channel. It's just disappointing, isn't it?
It's just disappointing. And I'm a bit disappointing of some of the things that have come out, and it's just unnecessary.
But anyway.
But I wish him all the best.
Yeah,
and
not our world. Right, question number 7. Do you think supply is now limited even further now to counter the slowed down dip?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That.
But hold
That's
a second.
question.
Do we think supply is limited?
Well, no. What he's saying is, do we think, if I'm reading it right, do we think that Rolex will limit supply even further to counter the dip in prices?
Absolutely not.
No.
Well, I tell you what, Spencer. Do you know what? I'm not so sure, and I tell you why. Rolex are the best in the world at doing what they do, and that is marketing watches.
Yeah, but we don't exist.
Well, we don't exist, but
Hold
we
on a
do.
sec, but
we
hold
do
on.
exist.
The dip in prices has got nothing to do with Rolex selling a watch at $8,000 at retail price. It's got nothing. There's still a huge demand from them at retail.
You've still got
and the grey market is where the dip is.
There is,
The
but
grey
Gav,
market is where the dip is.
I understand what you're saying, but there's a bigger picture here. Rolex control the new market, but trust me when I tell you, they also control what's happening on the grey market as well. To a large
I don't
degree.
think so.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they do, Spence. I mean, look, let's look, for example, why did they discontinue most of the OP41s? Why have they done that? They've done that to make
Can I
those
tell
watches
you,
become worth even more.
Right, I'd love one day to have someone. It will never happen.
Yeah,
and we've
it will never
discussed.
happen,
But
yeah.
you've told me that you're going to run Rolex one day anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You get my
let me
vote.
tell you, someone from Rolex, it doesn't look. Do they care whether a Daytona now is trading at 38.42 or 32.36?
No, I don't think they do. But what I do think is important to them is that it is trading for over. That's the bottom line, and they will make sure that their watches are always the most sought after watch
Nick
brand
Nicola
in the
says,
world.
breaking news, I was told by Watches Switzerland yesterday that Rolex are upgrading the watches they consider entry level to new buyers. There we go.
Interesting.
Lord of Fleck. Rolex doesn't care about the grey market except when they want to buy Paul Newman's watch, at least. Yeah, there we go. Does Paul have a date for Newcastle in mind yet, says Uncle Jonga?
Not yet, but Spencer and I will be having a bit of news before long. I'll leave it
We'll
to
do
the...
something in July.
We're going to do something in July in Brighton again, boys. So if you enjoyed Saturday, this time we'll be a little bit more organised and...
Saf, you're like this one. Brian Allen says, Spencer looks a little like Steptoe.
Perfect.
Albert, that is.
Yeah.
Uncle Albert. Paul should run Rolex, would make it fair for everyone.
Absolutely.
Can you only imagine?
And there'd be a lost and stolen register.
Watch Winding says, boys, favourite vintage watch? Spencer.
Favourite vintage watch? Look, probably a 1675 or a 1680.
Right now,
but
I
for
can't
me,
look
it's all
past
about
that.
condition.
You can't look past that, can you?
I've got
Really?
my eyes on this.
Open to offers.
I really like that.
Yeah, I do too. Absolute stunner. So I'm going to go in for that as well. Question number 9. Best place you've ever visited? Saf, we can throw you in here.
Go on, Saf.
Best place you've ever visited?
He's not a judge, Gav. He's not a judge.
A brothel in Munich.
Year? Is that when you bought a watch?
About 1991.
We'll leave that there, shall we? Unless you're going to say you were at the same place.
The best place I've ever visited, Spencer's house.
Spencer, best place you've ever
Best
visited?
place, St. Bart's in the Caribbean.
Yeah, St. Bart's was great. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to go with Capri. Which I thought was
that's up
absolutely
there.
stunning.
Lovely. Great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Beautiful
We're
seating.
talking about old. He wants to talk about cars.
Ford.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look at the next question. Got the SD43. How much would you pay for it, box and papers, Spencer?
I would offer that to Paul because he'd pay more than me.
I'm not buying anything.
Again,
Spencer,
give us.
do you want to know the answer? Because actually,
Go
I
on.
knew you wouldn't know the answer. So what I did earlier is
Did you check with my
I actually
buying
went and
team?
asked Kaylee because I thought she would know. Spencer, what do you think Kaylee said?
2020, I would say.
No, she said
in
11
the region of, I was going to say 11 grand.
11 grand, subject to seeing, she
Yeah.
said. Yeah, so there you go. Greggy Boy says a gear.
A what?
Gia.
G-H-I-A, yeah? Remember that?
G-H-I-A, yeah, I had a few of them.
Cortina or Granada?
Capri.
Capri?
No,
Wow.
Oh, the gear.
Granada,
Yeah.
yeah.
Dizer Dis says, who's the 80s looking guy? That'd be Yusuf. Don Johnson over there. Moving on to the next question. Question 11. Is that coming up? Okay, let's go to question number 12 then. Right, there's another 3 here. Box 1 Watches says, no mention of LWS from PT. That's the London Watch Show. BQ not attending. What's the story? Next question is, what's your... No, let's go back. There was 3 of those questions. We'll come to them all later. Let's talk about this London Watch Show. Spencer?
All it is, having attended 2, at the moment, I just feel I can't give customers the time that I'd like to give at a show. Whereas, Paul, you've seen when they come to my office, we sit them down, we show them stuff. There just isn't the time there. So for the next show, I'm just giving it a miss for the time being.
And we got plans later on in the year
and
for
later
something.
in the year, there's something else that I've done my own shows in the past. BMW have invited me, MB Augusta,
Yep.
at the showroom. So we'll just see.
Yep. Paul, for you?
Well, the show came up like out of the blue, and I'm already booked to go on holiday with Mrs. T, so I can't be cancelling that. So I'll be in Turkey at the time.
So the answer to that question is we know who wears the trousers.
Yeah, especially after the weekend.
Let's not mention the war. Right. Let's go to the next question. What's your opinion on the new Air King now that you have got... We've done that question, haven't we? Let's go. Is it fair to view... This is from Josh Benson Photo, who takes some of our lovely shots. Is it fair to view a watch you have no interest in buying?
Well, Josh does it all the time.
I know, Josh, just pop into the... Yeah.
Josh, you do that anyway, everyone you photograph.
My answer to that is absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What I would say is, what I think is also fair in return to the dealer is tell him.
Yeah.
And then you find out if you've got a good dealer or not.
Yeah.
If you've got a good dealer, he'll say, that's not a problem. Let me show you what you want to see, and I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah.
And then he will become a customer.
Next question. Why are all the dates set to the 28th and all your watches on your website?
Paul,
Cheers,
you
Pete.
won't know this.
Go on.
What it is, we've done this for a number of years, and Rolex have copied us. They do it. They have. If anyone wants to challenge me, look in their catalogue. All Rolexes are set on the 28th. We've done it for years, and they've just copied us. They do the same as us.
So why'd you set it on the 28th?
I know why.
It just looks good. It fulfills the date window.
It fulfills the date window. Yeah.
All right.
It's just, well, you can't put a 38 because...
I used to set mine on the 3rd, oddly enough, because
always.
the
But have
3rd
a
is
look,
my birthday.
Have a
It's
look.
just,
They have been copying us now. We are going to possibly
You really
send
think
we're
Rolex
gonna
have been looking at
Yeah,
the
we're going to
BQ?
send a letter to them.
Maybe if they haven't
You're
dealt
gonna
with
send a letter to them.
You're gonna send them a letter.
Desist, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another interesting fact there. Rolex is the reason how they're perfectly photographed. All the glasses are removed when they photograph a watch.
Yeah.
Didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that, actually, no.
Uncle John is asking, missing Jonathan from the Edinburgh Watch Company. How is he doing?
Jonathan is very well. I spoke to Jonathan a few days ago. I must get him on the show, actually, but I also need to get up to Edinburgh and see our very good friend Jonathan, but he's good.
Yep. Let's go to the next question. Does the high volume of watches on the market concern you at all?
And this is where, Paul, you're saying it's controlled by Rolex. Where Paul
No, Spence, you got me wrong. No. I'm not saying what's on the market is anything to do with Rolex. What I'm saying is that Rolex have their eye very much on the pre-owned market.
I mean, in reply to that, I'm not sure that there is a high volume. I'm not sure there's more than there. I mean, at times, Paul, you go on Chrono 24, there's 400 subs. I mean, whether 400's a lot or there's been 200 or
whether
600.
they're even available.
Yeah.
If you take
That's
out...
the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people put library pictures up.
Elite Dino's asking, Paul, what is your Holy Grail watch?
Well, I've always had to, I can only be truthful and say the bloody AP Montoya that was stolen from my wrist, that's
Yes,
the
it
one
is,
I want
yeah.
back more than anything else in the world. Yeah, that's my Grail watch. If I ever see that again...
Actually, I've got something coming for you.
What's that?
The Barrichello in platinum.
Oh, right, thanks. I thought he was going to say you found me watch for a minute.
Yeah. 4CD's asking, did he get paid out? I'm talking about, it must be Jonathan. Has he settled the insurance business?
I don't think
Someone else is saying, Brian Allen is saying, yes, he did.
Well, look, I've not spoken to Jonathan if I'm allowed to give that information out.
Yeah,
so
sure. Okay, fine. Let's have a little look at the next question. I've had my 116600 up for sale for 2 months and baffled it hasn't sold yet. Gem, says James Lloyd Cole. Guess it's what price it's up for, right?
I guess it's the condition, the price, what it comes with, where you're advertising it, what your sales vehicle is. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, James. I mean, I don't know your individual circumstance, but is it perhaps that you're a private seller asking for retail money without the retail warranty that will go with it, etc.? I'm not saying you are. What I'm saying is these are the usual reasons why private sellers maybe don't have success selling their watch. They look at the high price, they look at the low price, and they pitch it at the high price.
And they're giving no backup.
And there's no warranty you can give with it. If someone's got to come to your home or whatever. So if unless you are a retailer, a professional retailer, you can't expect to get really expect to achieve a retail price. If that's not the case, James, then maybe it's your photographs and where you're advertising it. I'll give you a tip. Photographs are everything when you're a private seller.
And the condition of the watch.
And of course, the condition of the watch.
Give me a call tomorrow and you can sell it tomorrow. Not a problem.
Yeah, depending on the price. Before says, Paul, the APOS looks better than the Omega Pro, I guess, Prof. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Agree with that?
Yeah, I'd go along with that.
Elite Dino says, start an AP fund for Paul.
No.
No, that's no good. And Uncle John says, out of all the watches Paul tried on earlier today, the bluesy look great on him. Are you tempted, Paul?
Very tempted, actually. I'm really, very tempted. I really like that watch a lot. I love the new dial on it, and I love the 41mm. It could be a watch that could very easily end up on my wrist. Just going back to what someone said about an AP fund, for me, every single penny that comes in, whatever it is, I want it to be for that little girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely every penny, and we're going to do our best for that little angel.
This is another question that was not in order. You're not attending the London Watch Show. Are other dealers, or is it all too soon? Fail?
No, there'd be plenty of dealers there.
Everybody will make their own decisions about what they need to do with the London Watch Show. Any updates on the London Watch Show? Are you going? We've answered that one. And Wise BQ decided to give the London Watch Show a swerve. Seems everybody's very interested in that, but I think we've pretty much covered it all, so we are all good.
It's not a swerve, is it, Spencer? It's a business decision, really, I think, from what you've...
Absolutely.
Yep. Guys, thank you very much for all your questions this week. Now, I know we have no poker to get to tonight, Saf. Saf, you need to sit forward.
Sorry, can you believe it?
Yeah, so you won't be taking his money this week.
Yeah, if he just gives us 50 quid each, call it a day.
Yeah.
Saves
the money you would have lost tonight, Saf, and the late night to about 1 o'clock. You can just stick your money straight.
All right, give it to Dottie.
We'll donate it straight to Dottie.
When you play poker, does he have someone giving him a massage at the same time?
We used to have a masseuse. One more. We used to have a masseuse.
What used to?
And now we concentrate more on poker, but we used to have someone...
Why he's asking that, because when we went to Vegas, I sat down and started playing poker, and they had the masseuses going around, and Paul thought it was quite funny.
It's lovely. Nothing better than to have...
so at least if you're losing money, at least you have a massage.
Yeah, I thought it looked, relaxing, but I've just never seen someone have a massage while they're playing poker. Unbelievable.
Well, it's nice to get some type of relief as you're losing your money.
Yeah.
In my case, I always lose.
Yeah.
What is your... where are you this year? You keep a spreadsheet for everything.
I keep a spreadsheet on everything. On my...
Can I just say something? For someone who doesn't have to fucking use Google...
Well, Ruth keeps the spreadsheet.
Your PA keeps a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Right.
So on cash poker, I'm actually ahead.
Yes.
On online poker, GG and Betfair... Poker Stars, I'm behind.
And you've been having lessons now for about 17 years,
I've been having golf lessons, my handicaps, my clubs. I gamble. In fact, I'm probably Bet365's favourite customer. There must be a picture of me up there somewhere in the sales pool at Bet365. I normally back Azerbaijan one-legged lesbians reserve team in a double with Afghanistan. I'm just not good at gambling, but it's not from any want of trying. I do give my best.
And to be fair, you're little increments, aren't you? And before everybody starts saying you can afford to give the girls $100 grand
My
yourself
late mummy turned round and says, I hope you lose. Right? Because we had an Uncle Derek. Everyone's got an Uncle Derek that's lost all the family's money. And she turned round to me and said, don't be like Uncle Derek. So I wasn't. I just happened to lose, but it's all very, very small
Yeah.
and all very manageable.
Yeah.
Because there's only one thing. I've never ever seen a skimp bookmaker.
Yeah,
Ever. But I've seen
absolutely.
plenty of skimp punters.
Yeah, for sure.
So no, I'm a fun punter.
Fantastic. Guys, we've had a lot of fun this evening. We hope you've enjoyed being with us. Now, if you think that this is fun, next Monday night, Paul and I are going to be kicking back in 2 different parts of the world, watching Spencer and possibly
Listen,
now
viewers,
Nico.
You need to be careful because if me and Nico are here, that'll be
Well,
it.
can I just say,
Yeah.
if you smash it, I'll subscribe. I'll give you a
Yeah,
thumbs up
yeah.
every single week.
I'm away next Monday.
Nico, we're going to
Spence.
kill it next
I
week.
will tell you now.
We will kill it. Don't worry
I am
about that.
tuning in. I cannot wait to see you make the show last more than 6 minutes. I'll ask
See,
me.
Saf will be on it as well. I'll have you all clapping, won't I?
And I'd just like to say to my friend, thank you so much for lending us a few of your lovely watches. We've looked after them. Sorry about the case back being taken. I'm just joking. He knew what he was doing. We've loved having them, and thank you very much. It's really nice and very much appreciated that you let our viewers see some of your gorgeous watches, and I will be hitting you up for some more in the very near future. And guys, if there's any watches you do want to see on the show in depth, please do drop us a line, let us know, pop it in the comments, and we will we'll get to everything. Thank you to everybody
And a
for your
massive
super
thank
chats.
you. I was going to say a
For your
massive
super
thank
chats.
you. Yeah.
So I'm going to go through all the super chats, and I'll be making the donation tonight. You can go on and see it on Dottie's page on behalf of all of you, and we will all be doing the same. So thank you very much for joining in. Now, Saf, at the end of every show, Spence only has one job. Have you noticed? He has one job. Intro the show, outro the show. This is how the master does an outro.
Lovely. Looking forward to hearing. Come
Yeah.
on.
No pressure, Spencer.
Paul, you're looking for it every time, aren't you, for me to Guys, I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. And remember, if you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.